beaches of the Philippines may be world famous for relaxing getaways, but a unique terrain draws a different breed of tourists to the province of Benguet. Nestled under the southern end of the Cordilleras, Benguet offers an unexpected and refreshing breath of mountain air. Only 5 hours north of Manila, the crisp climate is one element that draws Filipinos and international tourists by the busload to this up-and-coming tourist destination. 5 scenic highways lead to Benguet. History buffs will enjoy the historical trail of Cannon Road, passing through the Benguet Canyon. The Marcos Highway and Nagilian Road entice drivers with views of the West Philippine Sea and the lowland province of La Union. Photographers looking to snap a bird's-eye view on the drive-up should travel by the Helsama Highway, which crosses the Cordillera mountain range and leads to outlying destinations like Sagara and Banawe. And a less beaten path like the Baguio-Aritao Road passes through the Ambuclao and the Binga Dams, if short, nearby hikes help to stretch your legs. This cool province is a trekker's paradise and a worthwhile visit for those who like their air as fresh as their food. With the temperature ranging from as low as 8 degrees Celsius from December to January to highs of 26 degrees during the summer months of April and May, Benguet's a natural breeding ground for vividly colored flowers, temperate vegetables, and strawberries. Be pleasantly surprised by the scent of pine trees wafting through the breeze, and vegetables ripening in the sun's dry heat turning in the earth. Let your eyes roll over the majestic scenery and sprawling in unending shades of green. Baguio, which used to be the capital town of Benguet, might be the first city that comes to mind when people think of the province. But from the mountains to the soil, there are more activities for tourists to try, taste, and smell. I'm overlooking the village of Bahong in the capital town of La Trinidad, where nearly 4 million dozens of roses are produced every year, earning it the rightful nickname of the Rose Capital of the Philippines. The outlying towns of Benguet boast picture-worthy snapshots that beckon to be explored. From farmland and forest, the landscape is peppered by 13 towns across the province. We take you from the country's second highest mountain, Mount Pulag, to the country's only underground mining tour, the Balatok Mines, across the province of rugged beauty, Benguet.
Welcome to the Cordillera Administrative Region. It's the fortress of great adventure, and we expect you to enjoy the mountains, enjoy the sights of the Cordillera. You have the mountains, you have the plateaus, and you have the natural sights, and you have the people. It's so enthralling, it's so majestic. Come to the Cordilleras.
It is 250 kilometers north of Manila. It is where temperate vegetables are being produced. We have here the vegetable terraces. We host also the mining industries, and we have lots of hydro plants here.
Benguet, the most progressive province of the Cordillera Administrative Region, is known for its proximity to the mountain ranges and home of many indigenous tribes. Historical Spanish influences are sprinkled across the region, including the naming of the capital city of La Trinidad, named after the wife of the Comandante Don Guillermo Galvin.
The Cordillera comprises of 6 provinces and 2 cities. And each of the province have various tribes. Each of the tribes have actually different traditions, values, and cultural practices, which makes the Cordillera totally different. It's very diverse, yet they come together and work as one.
Building their homes off the ground, many people of native descent continue the traditions long held by their ancestors. Living amongst nature and experiencing their modest lifestyle is one draw for tourists looking for a truly cultural experience. Elders open their doors and invite tourists to experience the humble indigenous lifestyle, but insist on keeping it educational.
Ayaw ko kasing makalimutan nila kung paano nabuhay ang mga ninuno namin nung araw. So that they will also feel how simple life is. We will preserve this one as one of the tourist spots.
Flourishing local agriculture is one of the reasons why the province is known as the salad bowl of the Philippines.
The climate here is, we call it a semi-temperate climate. During summertime, it reaches as high as 24 degrees Celsius, and during this season, as low as 6 degrees.
With a subtropical, semi-temperate climate, vegetation thrives in Benguet. Vegetable terraces are spotted all along the Helsima Highway, providing a feast for the eyes and stomachs of Filipinos across the country. It's an astounding amount, but Benguet provides nearly 70 to 80% of the local market's temperate vegetables. And a quick stop at the town market is worth making if you want to see the colorful hustle and bustle in full swing. I'm standing here at the center of the La Trinidad Vegetable Trading Post, where a minimum of 200 tons of vegetables makes its way through here every day. This represents the 13 municipalities of Benguet, providing vegetables of the temperate variety, ranging from potatoes and cabbages to beans and carrots. It's a feast for the eyes and a place for locals and consumers and farmers to meet and talk about how the food comes from the farm to the kitchen table. Native crops like rice and sweet potato have been grown by indigenous tribes in Benguet for many generations. According to elders, a young American soldier named Guy Haight arrived in the municipality of Atok in the early 1900s when he was advised by a doctor to take rest in a cool climate and recover from his illness. Haight immediately took to the area and married a local girl, built a home, and started planting a small garden. Missing the taste of vegetables from home, Haight had his relatives send seeds from America, and the rest is history. Today, potatoes, carrots, beans, strawberries, cabbage, and other temperate veggies flourish here. But it wasn't always an easy route getting produce from the farm to the market. Perseverance eventually paid off as locals hiked across and through mountains with wheelbarrows of vegetables in tow. The old Spanish Asucan tunnels are one of the remaining remnants of this past, where it's an opportunity for hikers to walk and relive a part of history when the trail was used for trading and barter during Benguet's Spanish era. And the history lesson you'll learn along the way is worth the company. It's hard to imagine how people would have done this with carts of fruit and vegetables, but that's what they were doing because that was why they built these tunnels, to access the fertile soil on the other side.
Private farms in the other areas, but not yet have the...
Agriculture is the major source of employment for people in the province. A variety of plump produce draws shoppers from across the region. But locals and tourists alike have taken a particular taste for strawberries grown in Benguet. It's a rapidly growing industry for trade across the country, and a fun activity for tourists to get their hands dirty. Spend a perfect afternoon among nature and friends. Picking your own strawberries is a great way to appreciate the process that takes produce from the farms to the supermarket aisles. And you get to handpick your own selection. There's even a technique to picking strawberries that only a local farmer can tell you, but his secrets are reserved for those willing to brave the fields.
If you're picking strawberries, you just use all of your fingers, just like this one. So you should not pick the only two fingers, because the tendency is that if you will pull these strawberries, you might press the strawberry, so it might be might be damaged. So it's better that if you pick strawberries, all of your fingers.
Oh wow, I didn't notice
So
that
this
technique.
one. Then you just pull it upward, like this one.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
So it's easy.
there's like a technique to it.
Yeah, that's the technique.
In 2004, the capital town of La Trinidad caused quite a stir when La Trinidad produced the world's biggest strawberry shortcake, weighing over 21,000 pounds.
We would like to tell the whole world that it's the province of Benguet, it's the municipality of Flora which produces the sweetest strawberry here in the Philippines. That's why we thought of an idea, and we came out with the idea that we will bake a giant strawberry cake.
The occasion was internationally highlighted in the Guinness Book of World Records, and Benguet made it clear that it was a place where people could have their cake and eat it too. Today's strawberries are packaged into an assortment of products. From jams to preserves, cookies and cakes, it's a perfect gift to bring home to friends and family. Ecotourism is promoted by the provincial government as a way for tourists to appreciate both the natural and cultural heritage of the region.
New money is poured into the local economy by making use of the principles of ecotourism. The local folks certainly accept ecotourism as part of the tourism activities that is conducted in the local community.
Work and sleep among the locals by opting to stay and contribute in a local organic farm. The view beats a corner office any day, and being rewarded with delicious food is hard to argue with. Many local farmers are moving towards organic methods of farming, mixing their traditional farming practices to meet the modern demands for healthier produce. Making green from the dirt has a different meaning in other parts of the province, especially when it's of the golden variety. Rich deposits in Benguet soil drives a thriving mining industry, and the Benguet Corporation is considered one of the founding pioneers, with the Benguet mines as the first in the Far East. It offers tourists an interactive tour of how miners work. The old-timey tourist center and small antiques collection is a nostalgic stop, but the real adventure awaits thrill seekers in the full tour. The Balatok Mines Tour is the first and only mining tour in the country. Grab your hard hat, earplugs, and rubber boots, and be prepared for the unexpected.
Only dynamite, ma'am. You can hold it. It's safe.
It's a short trip, but the tour offers a unique glimpse into the country's mining history. So I just finished the mine tour at Benguet Mines. This mine has been operating since the 1900s, but locals have been mining in this area for much longer than that. I'm still a bit shaking because the tour was a very hands-on experience. I felt a dynamite blast blow through my body, so still haven't quite recovered from that. If you can see around me, there are hundreds, if not thousands of bags of ore just waiting to be crushed. So you can imagine the scale of the operations here. I didn't go into the actual operating mine, but nevertheless, we were inside there and we got to see what it was like to be in such confined space, and definitely have a new respect for the miners that do this every day. Another natural resource being harnessed in the Cordillera region is water, with 13 river systems and 8 river systems found in Benguet. While the region is landlocked on all sides, man-made dams were built after World War II to maximize the potential for hydroelectric power. The Assiniboides Power Group is one of the largest players in the area, with the Ambuclao and Benguet hydroelectric power plants under its name.
We never imagined that 45 minutes away from the Baguio center, which is really the city center, an area that's full of pine forest, still pristine, an area that people can really go to, which is the Ambuclao Dam and the Benguet Dam. These facilities were existing since the 1950s, and I think very few people, other than probably those who have passed by those areas, are aware that these are potential tourist destinations.
Man-made reservoirs power the plants below, capable of producing up to 105 megawatts for Ambuklao and 125 megawatts for Benguet. The Ambuklao Dam was one of the country's first major hydroelectric power plants. Built in 1956, today the waters sit calmly, but they still keep a handful of local fishermen busy.
We're taking a private tour of the upper reservoir of the dam. As you can see, it's pretty quiet around here. There's no electricity being generated at the moment, but there are private fishermen that have moved in to take advantage of the ideal environment to raise fish. So I'm told that there's tilapia in these fish cages that are speckled throughout the dam, and all of the fish here make their way to the local markets where they're sold.
The Benguet and Ambuklao plants employ about 80 employees, but its benefits are far-reaching. The company continues to stay active through social responsibility programs with the local community. Students from across the country come to study the dam's technologies, which also fund local school and community projects like watersheds.
They can also do industrial tourism, like visit our sites and visit our plants. Most of the requests that we're getting are from universities and colleges around Luzon area, especially engineering students who wants to go to the dam, who wants to visit the power plant, and who wants to see its operation.
The company shares the province's vision and promotes ecotourism in all its operations. Cultural heritage agreements are forged with local tribes, ensuring that everyone involved benefit.
If you're in the cities, you don't feel that you're part of a community, a very close-knit and caring community. But here, we already feel part of the indigenous community. And that is something that's very valuable to us. We learn that by looking at the history of the place, we know that we will be guided on how we will be dealing with them and how we will be making our operations more sustainable and more aligned with the development goals of our community.
We're about 50 kilometers out from Baguio City and on the Helsima Highway. And at the highest point in the Philippines highway system, we're at 7,400 feet above sea level. But it doesn't stop the cacti and vegetables from flourishing at this elevation, and the view is definitely worth stopping to take in. If mountain views thrill your senses, you'll appreciate the view all along the Helsima Highway. It's the country's highest view by car, but it's still a way to the top if you're willing to get off the beaten track and on foot. Climbing Mount Pulag is a rite of passage for many mountain climbers from across the Philippines, as the country's second highest mountain. An orientation center at the base of the mountain will guide you through the do's and don'ts of Pulag mountaineering. A big effort is made to protect the natural beauty of the area, so pay attention to the tips on disposing your waste. Climbers as young as 3 have made the trek up Mount Pulag, so don't be intimidated to attempt the challenge. It's known as the playground of the gods for a reason. A sea of clouds billows in plumes to greet you at the top. The view is worth its price in the climb, and having friends along the way always makes it a fun challenge. Exercise isn't your idea of a vacation. The province's burgeoning resort industry is giving both tourists and locals a place for weekend pleasure. Sit poolside at one of the many new spots to sip, slide, soak, and relax. There's a range of choices to choose from family-friendly options where you can host parties on the pool deck, to quieter romantic retreats for couples. A number of the local resorts invite guests to enjoy poolside luxury made for R&R against the surrounding mountain views. You can opt to spend the night on the newly constructed grounds, or even stop over for a short swim on a pay-per-use visit. On On rainy days, there's one indoor option that everyone passing through Baguio visits at least once: the Museum of Filipino National Artist Ben Cabrera. The Benguet Museum is a delightful experience for all, from art aficionados, wandering school groups, to visiting families. The unconventional museum is a lively venue.
Benguet Museum actually is a personal museum. A lot of people like coming here because they find Baguio City very congested. When they come here, it's more relaxed. They do appreciate the place very well because they're surprised that there's a place like this in Tuba. When people come here, they realize how rich our culture is.
Art and culture are combined experience for visitors. Workshops for budding artists are available throughout the year, but a simple walkthrough alone can be an enlightening experience. From top deck to bottom floor, make sure you stop to take in all the angles of the building. Designed like its own art piece, it keeps the eye wandering from corner to corner. Craving an afternoon pick-me-up? The cafe in the basement is a colorful stop for a quick snack before you step outside to take in the museum's gardens, a living masterpiece worth the walkthrough. Beyond the wide-open spaces that Benguet offers the soul-seeking adventurer, Baguio City hosts one of the largest festivals in the Philippines for crowd seekers: the hugely popular Panagbenga Festival. It's a colorful event that lasts the entire month of February, so accommodations should be booked early to avoid the crowds of tourists that pack the city.
The city of Baguio prides itself as a flower city. And the symbolism actually is the sunflower. And you would see it as the icon of all the props during the flower festival.
The street dance competition is one major highlight that invites local schools and other provinces to compete with their best choreography to the tune of the Panagbenga hymn. It's a fun event, and competitors like the province of Benguet take honor in paying tribute to Benguet's tribal history, as well as taking home the prize for first place. The biggest event of the festival is the final parade that draws thousands of people to the streets of Baguio. Celebrity sightings are a staple, but the exquisite parade floats assembled with thousands of colorful arranged flowers grown here in Benguet are its own eye candy in this proud display of local heritage. Where the people and landscapes have been shaped by years of resilience to the natural forces, much of Benguet is still an authentic and uncharted territory for adventure seekers. Rich in culture and in earthy activities, it's a playground for people needing a retreat from the pace and congestions of urban life.
I hope you will be able to see the province of Benguet, and I know you will enjoy not only the climate, but the people who are very hospitable.
Here in Benguet, the natural beauty is as celebrated as the native cultures, and people are proud of their history and heritage under an ever-changing landscape. If the beauty of the region doesn't inspire you to visit, the spirit of the people will.